Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So this is going to be a very powerful reading that I'm doing for all my Starseeds, Lightworkers, Earthangels, Chosen Ones, whatever you may define yourself as. You know, if you find this reading, you're catching it at a very powerful time. Okay. I mean, anytime I feel it's going to be powerful, but especially for catching it in real time around the 4/4 portal gateway that we have. I'm recording this just the day before. So this is a very, very big gateway portal. You know, I can't even just explain how powerful this one is going to be. As I've been feeling the energies that have been coming, amping up and getting ready for this gateway. It's like intensity. There's everything is so fast paced, and I feel it's amping up for this gateway because this is about stabilizing for the new earth and the structures and the pillars and the blueprints and just you know, I'm not even sure how to put all of this together for this reading, because it's like there's so much that I can't explain, that I'm getting on a quantum level that is not able to fit into this reality for everybody to understand. Okay, so I guess that's why sometimes before these portals and these gateways, like sometimes I'll spend a lot of time trying to extract the information of what the downloads that I'm receiving to be able to put them into ways to explain. And I guess I'm trying to overanalyze how to explain all of that. I guess I don't even really need to explain all that. It's just I'm excited for this. This has been a long time coming, but this is a huge portal gateway. I guess where we'll start is it's about harmonizing and stabilizing and anchoring the energies. Okay, it's just so much activation and extension and accelerated. Things are going to be happening. So many of us are just, it's like so many blockages, so many illusions are no longer there. It's like a fresh slate and we're just building, right? And that's why the chosen ones, the 144, that it's like I'm hearing day one, if that makes sense, of this new earth. It's like these new timelines, I'm hearing trajectory, just all of these things that we're pulling so much stuff in at this time. It's like this is the beginning. You know, I know that I've been feeling this excited energy like so much before I could even understand why so much now. And it was like, because I knew that Aries season, you know, was coming, the start of the new astrological year, you know, but it's like everything happens in phases, and we've been closing out so much stuff, and that's why the intensities, you know, of last year were so strong, closing out, because it's like, you know, a lot of chaos and a lot of these chaotic energies have to rise for things to be balanced out, and enough of us needed to shift and awaken and align a lot of the planetary alignments to the cosmos, to just a lot of these things. So also following this portal is we have this full moon energy. It's just 3 days away. You know, so our first full moon, I feel it's the final purging, and it's the things that we did not let go of, that we were resisting change. These are the things that are going to be eclipsed out like that. If it's not in alignment with you, if it's not meant to build with you, if it's not in alignment with this new infrastructure, it's not going to be able to hold. there's a strong energy of just allowing at this time. Knowing that we are creating this new reality. So it's very, very powerful. That's what I mean. I can't even put everything into words about how powerful and intense it is. And it's like, I've been feeling all of this, and I really wasn't putting it in alignment with the portals. I was looking into a lot of the portals, or a lot of the guidance, a lot of the messages, and oh my gosh, like something is trying to like stop me and block me from being able to get this out. But I was looking a lot into the energetic gateway of 2020, where we had that intense energy, because a lot of times I'll research previous portals and gateways and see what is getting brought in with the new year, okay? Because technically this year we're in a 7, okay? And that's about luck and abundance and expansion, right? See, this is the year where it's like the scales are becoming balanced, right? So I've been looking a lot into 4/4/2020. Was the year of the 4s. We had the 3 4s, you know, and that one was so much, very, very so powerful. And it's like, to me, that was kind of like the beginning, but it's like for the beginning of things to start. You know, like when you start something, like you don't see it coming together. It looks very messy a lot of times. It's very sporadic. And that's what I mean. There's been just so much like purging and balancing out a lot of the negativity, and a lot of things needed to fall apart for them to come back up. And then that's why, like, you know, just like with things, they don't take off right away. You know, like businesses or whatever, like they take time to build. To you gotta have a very solid structure, a foundation to build on that. And you've got to wean things out. You've got to work with things. You've got to see the conditions, the environment, how things are going to be. And that's what I mean, I guess, 7/27, as they say, that is, we finally have gotten to this place. And that's why it was so huge for the pandemic and all of that, is because they knew that the DNA that was starting to change, they knew that that was like the start of the energetic coatings of the blueprints. It's like they really know see, I'm trying to put it into ways that I can explain it for you to understand. It's like Earth was always meant to reset itself. It runs off of a coating, okay? And 2020 was the start of that. So they were trying everything because they didn't want it to reset. For it to reset, it would cause everything to fall apart. The 3D matrix. That's why there was such a pull in to try to stop our DNA from being activated within. That's why certain things were done to our bodies for some, to try to stop that DNA from activating, from getting these upgrades, right? There's been a lot of distractions. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of things, right? It's kind of like smoke and mirrors, right? If all of this is going on, you're not really seeing what's going on. There's been so many things, you know, so many blockages, so many things stopping everybody from being able to assess their spiritual gifts. Because it was like, basically it was like Earth's time to recall, to wake up, right? There's been a lot of things up in our skies, a lot of things blocking, okay? But it's like, so everybody thinks it's like, because we've been led and indoctrinated into this way of thinking that time is linear and always moving forward, and everything's always planned out and destined, and things are going to happen a certain way, and it's already been predetermined. In fact, it's not. It's like, that is why all of us chosen ones are here. We were strategically organized to put into placements to help bringing in this new energy and coding. But it's like, we're having to be maneuvered and moved around and working with the energies, because we only could know so much of how strong things were going to be. Let me just say this. Things are a lot more heavy and have advanced far more quickly than was theorized or planned. So it's like adjustments are needing to be made. There's been plans. There was contingency plans put into place. Let's say that. And now they're being executed. Now they're saying, all right, it's kind of like, this is why this is like spiritual warfare in the battle, because it's like God, Source Divine, knew that it was going to come to this. And it's like he also knew that it was going to be a battle. It was going to be a fight at this time. It's like he knew that this was going to come, but he didn't know exactly how it was going to play out. Do you see what I mean? But he knew, he had planned, he had his plan to have all of his chosen ones here, that the light is going to win. But now it's where we're being strategically organized. It's like, okay, so you found a way to deflect Earth's natural way to reset all of its inhabitants. Okay, so we're going to alter that. We're going to change that. We need to rise above. We need to do other things, right? So this is literally a straight up spiritual warfare. And there's been so much stuff. It's like only so much could be theorized or hypothesized or whatever about how dark things could really be. It's like they knew that there was going to be programming to disconnect. There was going to be a rise of things that were going to control into 3D matrix and all of that, but didn't know how strong it was going to be. So see, it's just things like that. It's just like knew that there was going to be control in the processing of foods and things like that, right? But didn't know how much everybody was going to consume of it, how effective it was going to be. So that's what I mean, like there's needing to be new plans. So that is what's been taking this long, right? So there's been a stronger emphasis, 1222, as I say that, on more of the way where God can use his energy, God force, power, energy, cosmic alignment, astrology, things like that. See, I hope this is making sense. So it's like, I guess what I'm getting at is now it's exciting for me because we finally are in this stabilizing energy that was supposed to be, I feel, in 2020. It was delayed, okay? It's like we were behind, if I could say, in other words. So it's just been taking longer to start to build this new earth, right? It was supposed to start, I feel, in 2020. But now this is finally the year, because God's had to been the past, 2-3 years of reorganizing, restructuring, moving around. Maybe as many as is chosen, there have been a lot that have been corrupted, not awakened, due to things they've put in their bodies, due to situations, so there's been a lot of reorganization and moving around and new contracts and things like that, and just a lot of balance. So there's been like a mess to clean up, right? So it's like all it did is deter. I like to say derail. We're just derailed a little bit, not to crash, but to put us off course. If you don't think God always wins, light always wins. So this is coming. We're back on track, basically, for the restructuring, the rebuilding. Okay. So that is what's going on. Okay, so I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm on such a high level. I spend a lot of time in other realms and to try to bring it to what's going on here and explain it. It's for somebody. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't get it. It's okay. Whatever, check out some other reasons where I'm not trying to explain, but this is for my chosen, okay, for my Starseeds, that this is going to make sense to you. I wanted to explain how powerful this is at this time. So, yeah, closing of cycles, completion, planetary cycles. So we're finally closing out a lot of karmic cycles and patterns for this rebuild, for this new beginning. Okay. Let me just get into the cards here. So look, the new time. Wish you guys could see this. It's just the ring light here. Positive self-talk, advancements, opportunity, and leadership. A lot of you are going to be starting to advance at this time. Stepping into leadership positions, because for some of you it's like the time wasn't ready. If you were to step into your leadership positions, it was premature. That's why you've been feeling this energy, like because you were supposed to already be in these leadership positions, but because there was so much and we got set aside, you had to wait. Now is the time. Okay, so that's why you're gonna it's like, it's so powerful, is what we've been waiting to see happen, and some of us have been so patient but getting discouraged at the same time. You're going to see major changes now. Healer found, regeneration, health, empowerment, vitality. So this regeneration is happening, the sacred geometry. A lot of us, have been protected too and being isolated. Okay. See, there was a lot people. Okay. I can't explain. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm trying to. I feel that the enemy is really trying to hold me back from these messages. The twin flames are very, very essential to this integration, to this new earth. A lot of these twin flames hold the codings. I always say the twin flames are the 144. And there's been so much in the spiritual community and so much emphasis on the twin flames as being these love stories and things and finding ultimate love and all of that it's kind of changed the real focus of it. Okay. And it's been harder for the stuff to be able to come out, but these twin flames are very essential in the restructuring of earth and the new build and in us building, because they hold the codings, they hold when we merge together, okay, and come together, we're anchoring and pulling love into the earth. And it's it unlocks certain abilities and gifts that we're able to now have for this rebuilding, for this restructuring. And that's why it's been so challenging, and there's been so much spiritual warfare, and a lot of the fighting it's literally been to tear the twins apart, to tear them down, to block them. That's why you have to be very careful, as there's so much stuff going on in the spiritual community, where there's a lot of witches and warlocks and false prophets and a lot of stuff going on. That's why I've been telling everybody, like, you got to, and I know I've even been getting misled from it, that I said a year ago, you need to be on camera. You need to be mindful of the people that you're listening to. You got to be seeing people, okay? You have the readers that'll say, well, I don't want to be subjected to evil eye and all of that. True reader, they know how to protect their energy, protect themselves, will cleanse themselves, will take the actions they need to protect themselves. Readers that you see working with candles, they're working with the light, especially white, okay? Not black and things like that, that's around spell work. I seen the energy shift when I started working with the black candle. All right, there's so much stuff that is misleading the spiritual community. And not to mention, the enemy can get in and shapeshift, can get in, and people, when they don't protect themselves and they're not pulling in the energies of divine light and protection. They could be channeling the wrong energy. We've got too many new readers out there that are not protecting themselves enough. I can't even get in any live readings right now. Let's just say that. It's so heavy. Even my favorite readers that I believe are part of my soul family, my soul tribe, and the chosen, I can't watch any of their live readings because of the stuff that comes through. I immediately feel the enemy, the demon, the stuff. And it's not just coming from them. It's attracting to them, but it is coming through the live readings, through the online. And so if anybody's coming across that and you do live readings, I would advise you not to at this time. And I know people don't want to hear that, but to me, you can pre-record them where you're not open to all of that. To me, that's just affecting all of their readings because they don't realize they're being sought out. They're having people come right at them. I'm having trouble explaining this. See, it's like the enemy doesn't want me to explain this. Chosen, we're radiating at a very, very high level. It's like having flashlights on us, okay? Spotlights are on us for the enemy to see. So when you're putting yourself out on a live platform, a live chat, you're very easy to be seen and have that drawn to you. And even though you feel as though you're very spiritual and you're protected, it's just like throwing yourself in the ocean. It's like, yeah, you're protected if you know that you ask for guidance, you're not having fear and all of that, and you trust, and that's where I feel that as chosen ones, we're very trusting, we're very caring, right? But it's like, that there's all sorts of sharks and all sorts of dangerous creatures, right? But it's like, as long as you're protected and all of that, it's fine. I get that. And that's still, to me, how we are when we're doing these readings and we're helping everybody, right? And we're putting our stuff out there and we're stepping up. Years ago, as chosen ones were hidden. Now we're finally on the platform, right? Because we know that we're safe, right? They're protected. But still, you have to use your discernment. Now, say the same energy, and I'll say somebody got you and gashed you open. Are you going to jump in the ocean with a whole bunch of sharks surrounding you, still having that trust and that faith? You see what I mean? To me, that's what it's like jumping into the lives. It's like you're jumping into a whole dangerous area. And you might not have those, but what if you have some and you don't realize you can't see, or say somebody runs at you and gashes you open? I'm sorry, I'm being graphic with my with my scenarios. And I physically have seen it happen through the comments because I've been watching a beautiful reading and one of these enemies will put a comment on the live chat and that reader will see it, and that's where they drop. And when they're flipping the person out or whatever, that's when the demon comes right. That it worked. It gashed them open. It allowed people to, and I'd get so angry and I'd say stuff when you don't realize we are very protected, but and it's like, and even though we know how powerful we are because we're able to flip it, and I've seen a lot, beautiful readers, they can flip it and not let it, but you don't realize the intensity of the things. It's like we're in a battle. You're going in, maybe a better way to say is like you're going into a battle unarmed. That's why, to me, true chosen one's energy readers and things like that, they protect their energy more. And I wish I could get the message out there more. I really feel that's why I'm protected. A lot of you have been protected. Like, I know I ask for so much protection. And I know that's why my channel's protected. And I know that's why I've been called and I listen. I was putting myself out too much in the frenzy when I was pulling in on the energies. I was pulling in too many energies. I was like, nope, you need to read energies for you. just create your platform. I was told I will guide who needs to see your readings to your readings. It's not about the exposure. It's not about the views, the subscribers, all of this. That's all clout. That's not what it's about. Right? Whoever finds this reading today, whoever is still watching this reading, it was meant for you. You need to know that. You need to protect your energy now. You're far more important. You've been set aside. You're one of the ones that are meant to carry this out. You are one of the chosen that will carry this out. You've been set aside for a reason. A lot of the chosen that have been rising over the past 2 years have been tested too. Maybe for some of them, they were put on these lives to be tested by the sharks, the enemy swimming around. Maybe. All I know is that more of us needed to come together to be able to rise. And I know you're probably thinking, well, how are we supposed to rise up and get in all these positions if you're saying not to do just these live chats and things like that? It's all part of a plan. It really is. It was not safe for us to come up at that time. Enough of us needed to stabilize, needed to come together, and that's why we're being strategically organized. There needs to be more of us coming together. There needs to be more of us united and coming together, because it's like you have a better chance to fight, right? And it's like when we do come out, it needs to be far more blinding than just one. It's like just one flashlight shines a little, right? But if you have multiple shining, then you can blind the enemy. Do you see what I mean? That's what needs to happen. Because unfortunately, a lot of these beautiful chosens, these beacons of light, they're getting drained. They're getting dimmed. It's like their flashlights are not shining as bright. Their batteries are wearing out. Their energy, you know what I mean? So this has definitely been quite the battle. Very much has been. There's been so much magic, so much spell work. There's actively demons and devils and dark energies and entities that are that are chasing the show, that are just, see, it's like, I don't let me talk about that. We're constantly under attack. You need to protect yourself better. You need to cleanse your energy. So be careful with the lives. Like I said, it's a lot of times I can't even. Here's another thing too, like you need to be careful of what's pulling your energy, the long readings. And I get it. Sometimes you get on things and, you know, you get on a roll and you put together a long reading and things like that. But there are a lot that are just stealing the energy from the chosen, by the long readings. You got to keep them short. So if that's you, you need to break them up. You need to keep them shorter. I'm no longer pulling myself into live readings, things that are taking me away from my life, things that are pulling me into the electronical realm and world too much. So if you are truly here and you're chosen, you're delivering your messages, you need to keep them shorter. They should not go over an hour. They should not. To me, they're pulling on energy, clout time. There's too many. There's too much. Just like I pay attention to my time, my messages. 2909 as they say that. Normally when I'm at 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, I need to start wrapping it up. I don't want to pull too much time and energy. I'm going to leave this one with channeled messages because I feel it's very specific for the chosen that need to find this at this time. And I'm going to do some other oracle readings. So, yeah, I'm going to call this more a transmission. This is what I had for this came through. I had no idea how this was going to go. I was just told I wanted to sleep in this morning. I didn't sleep much last night, and I was like, no, we've got the portal tomorrow. You need to get up. You need to do a reading now. So I felt I was called to sit down to do this reading. This is what was here. Love and light to all of you. Bye.